Hi everyone, it's Sunday, October 11th, time for another HideNet Week in Review. I'm Vera Dordick. So once again last week, hide prices in the various global regions were steady or a little higher. This is despite the fact that China was still on holiday for most of the week. Sales were still good overall, especially in the United States, which is where we'll start this week. Volumes were again likely low, but sources say it was a good week overall, even with some selections being pretty much sold out and difficult to buy. For the most part, offers last week were the same, and if any popular steer selections showed up on a list, you can be sure the price was higher. And then speaking of higher prices, we saw those pretty much across the board by the end of the week. Taking a look at regular weight heavy Texas steers, 62, 64 pound selections were selling as high as $26 by Friday, and that's up another $1 from last week. Slaughter for the week through Saturday, October 10th was down by 4% at 637,000. At the same time, export sales for the week ending October 1st were even lower than the previous week at just 407,700. Now, this is not surprising given that things were pretty quiet in the initial days of China's autumn holiday period, and producers weren't under any pressure to sell. Combined shipments for the week were again reported at a good level with a total of 648,500. Turning to South America, editor Ronald Guiel tells us that the price of fresh hides was pretty stable. They only gained 1 cent in reals, making the price now 79 cents per kilo. TR1 for the time being remains steady at 70 cents per square foot. In other news from Brazil, the country's September exports of hides and skins logged a value of $83.7 million in U.S. currency, and this is a drop of 7.6% compared to September 2019, but actually it was an increase of 5.4% compared to August this year. With regard to footwear exports, Aba Calçados reports that 8.1 million pairs were shipped in September, which is 19% less than in September last year. Now, from January through September, exports totaled 64.5 million pairs with a value of $490 million, and this is down by 24.4% in volume and 32.2% in revenue compared to the same period in 2019. On the import side, while those have decreased, they did so at a far smaller rate than exports, which of course is concerning. In other news from South America, Argentina's September slaughter level was up by 4% from August. Mexico's Zapaca actually welcomed 862 buyers to the first 2 days of its physical fair last week. And Paraguay saw the reopening of the Frigo Norte slaughterhouse. Turning to Europe, editor Andrea Guolo says that prices are generally stable, but some selections actually saw increases this week, such as French bulls. Despite the increase in slaughter that the cooler weather brought about, bull supplies are still limited. In the cow market, some origins saw prices inch up on the larger sizes. With regard to the UK, English and Irish origins are seeing some increases, particularly for the large sizes like the English 36 plus ox. This is selling at 80 to 85 cents per kilo, and that's in sterling, pence per kilo. And in Ireland, it was firmer, selling at 75 cents to 80 cents in euros. In his analysis, Andrea dissects what's going on in the tanneries right now with regard to stocks in the warehouses and lays out what the price trends are for the remaining weeks of October. So that's all we have for this week, and until next week, good night from HideNet.